Go down to the sink right here. So the first thing we have to figure out here is which way we're going to wash this. And it's very important. If you imagine the way that this thing works, the dirty air is out here and it gets drawn up to the mask, goes through the mask, and then comes out this side, cleaner than it was on the other side. So all of the particles and everything, they're starting out on this outer surface, and as they move through, it's getting cleaner on the way in. So what we want to do is we want to make sure that we don't wash from the outside in, we want to wash from the inside out, because we want to be pushing particles outward as opposed to pushing particles deeper into it. So that's very important. You also want to make sure that you're washing with as much pressure as you can to really push all the particles through. Now again, like I said, this isn't going to be perfect, it's not going to be like brand new, but it is going to be better. So what we're going to do is just start by kind of wetting it. And as I'm doing this, you're going to notice I'm going to want to try to minimize the amount of pressing and crushing that I'm doing here. Because any kind of pressing and crushing is going to be crunching down all the little air spaces, and it's going to make it so that it's harder to get air through this thing later on. So I really want to minimize any kind of squishing and crunching that I do as I do this. So we've already got some water. You can see it actually, this could be used as a water holding container. It holds water pretty well. But what I'm going to use is a spray attachment here. Turn on the water high, and then I'm going to be pushing this right along the edge here. It takes a little while for the water to start pushing its way through the mask. But eventually, the water is going to make its way through, and you can tell usually by the outer surface starts to maybe change color a little bit. You can really see that the water has started to break through, and I'm just holding it on here, and really just repeating this process for as long as I can. Again, I'm trying to avoid putting pressure down into it, because I don't want to crush down these fibers. I want to have the water kind of flush through. But this is just it. I'm doing this for a while. If you wanted to kind of prime the mask ahead of time, you could soak it in some water, and that'll help to allow the water to kind of get through the whole thing